As early as July 2017, some 16 months before the polls, the NFP had publicly launched its first 10 policies aimed at alleviating the hardships of people. We were transparent, accountable, and expected the election campaign to be on issues. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, our assumptions were wrong. We faced barrage after barrage of attacks, and voters were subjected to threats by none other than the Attorney General and Minister for Elections, who is Fiji's first registered officer and General Secretary. He said on Sunday, 21st October 2018 at Samamula Primary School that if you do not support a leader like Warangan Bainimarama, you are actually putting a dagger to your neck. Quite a dramatic threat, totally against ethical conduct, but more suited by a role in a play at the Fiji Arts Club. But 3 weeks after the 2018 elections, the same politician, threatening voters, felt so threatened by an election petition that he led his entire team into hiding on level 9 to strategize low-hanging fruits. 3 years later, Fiji's food import bill is still high, while low-hanging fruits have seemingly shrunk, Honourable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, against that backdrop comes government's latest statement of intent. Through His Excellency of ethical conduct and totally shirked by many in government since Monday. The comments by Honourable Alvik Maharaj, where he attacked our former leaders and founding fathers of independence, as well as accusations against a former PM and immediate past leader of the opposition, who his party leader embraced after he announced his resignation on the floor of this parliament about a year ago, speak volumes about the political immorality and double talk of the government. Mr. Speaker, the NFP puts on notice the FijiFirst government, its puppets, and every other political party that intends to fan the flames of racism and stoke fear, ill will, and hostility in their despicable attempts to win votes. This time, they will not succeed. Those included in these gutter-level tactics succeeded in 2018 because we chose to stick to our principles and fight a clean battle. The forthcoming elections will be quite different, Honourable Speaker. We will not resort to race, religion, or lies, nor will we make a threat of people daggering themselves if they don't vote for us. But we will come down hard, like an avalanche of those engaged in electoral treachery, because the vast majority of people no longer believe in politics of fear, connivance, and deceit that has plagued this nation for the last 15 years. Mr. Speaker, our people believe in truth, righteousness, justice, unfettered fundamental freedoms, and genuine democracy. Last week, Mr. Speaker, the members of our parliamentary committee during our tour went to Black Rock, a truly impressive facility for peacekeeping training funded by Australia. We were warmly welcomed by the Deputy Commander of RSMF, Commodore Humphrey Tawaki. We were briefed and also asked critical questions of him. I was impressed by his forthrightness, Honourable Speaker. He assured the committee that the RSMF is a professional force and understands that it is subservient to the people. I am reassured by the Deputy Commander's commitment and wish both him and the Commander RSMF all the best during the tenure of their command. On that note, Mr. Speaker, I would like to call for a national dialogue in relation to RSMF's role under Section 1312 of the 2013 Constitution. I am raising this point because many Fijians, Honourable Speaker, perceive these constitutional provisions as legitimacy for RSMF to intervene freely in the governance of the state. During our visit, we witnessed soldiers and policemen training for what we were briefed as state of readiness for the third wave of COVID. We were also told that the security forces, who are our frontline workers, were disappointed in the manner the second wave was handled due to inconsistent decision-making. I wonder who is to blame here, Honourable Speaker. Is it the Permanent Secretary for Health who is responsible for the implementation of the Public Health Act? Or is it politics that rode roughshod over sound and sensible health measures, opting for the containment to container strategy, which resulted in senseless death of 1,300 citizens?
Vaccinated.
Will we be faced with similar nightmare if and when the third wave of Omicron variant arrives here?